Welcome to StockMiner.com. Still here in San Bernardino, California. Beautiful day again today. Doing my video early, so this will be out about an hour, 45 minutes or so before the markets close. And as you can see here on the chart in front of you, the Dow 60 minute is right back up to overhead resistance. So it's playing out precisely as we would expect it to. Here you see a move up, a bounce off, a move up to find resistance at the little blue channel line. Fell below it, came back up to retest. That held very nicely. A drop down right back into the bottom of this support area down here, which is right around that 10,825-ish area I've been talking about. Today's low is 10,844, so missing by about 20 points or so on the Dow. But moving right back up again. The bulls are not done with this yet. More chop action, more sideways action. Really nothing here, like I said before, to get me overly bearish on this market. And we're right back up to that 10,950 area. So, still trying to fight to stay above these higher levels, but as long as this market moves sideways, no reason to think that that can't happen. From a daily standpoint, here you go. This just looks like a pullback with a new start happening. If this gets up and above that 10, well, I'm still going to say 11,000 area, obviously, then that'll be, it's just it's just another move by the bulls to the upside. So anything above 11,000, I think, eventually works its way towards the underside of this blue line. We have kind of hit it here. This is close to call. But let's see if it'll get right back above this 11,000 area here over the next day or so, maybe even early next week. Now, next week is options expiration, so keep that in mind if you're doing any options. This sideways chop action has been bad for anybody that isn't playing spreads. From a NASDAQ 60 minute, you can see here where we're right back up to overhead resistance as well here. We're sitting so right back to overhead resistance on the NASDAQ as well. 60 minute, everything kind of doing the exact same formation. Moving down into lower support, only to find its way right back to the top of this move. NASDAQ on a daily, same thing here. And you can see, as we had been talking about, let's see if this thing will pop up for me here. There it is. All right, we mentioned this. Notice how we moved up, sideways, right into support, up, sideways, right into support. Now, the day is not done yet, but you know, I have absolutely no reason to think that this won't hold coming into close, and it'll keep its head above this little blue line here. I don't even know if that'll change tomorrow. Continue to watch this blue line. See how we've had dips, but no closes below this blue line. Just showing the continued strength in the NASDAQ. Eventually, yes, it will dip below the blue line, but this shows you the overall strength that the NASDAQ has over the other indices at this point. From a weekly standpoint now, still pushing our way up. We do have a day or so left, but I think we may finish with another one of these small, tight little white candles as we continue this onslaught towards the upper areas here, towards the 2,000 area in the NASDAQ anyway. SPX on a 60 minute, right back to overhead resistance, just like everything else. So, SPX coming down, finding support at the 1175, which is also this lower channel line here. Bouncing right back up to the overhead resistance here. Works nice here as support. Break it, try to get above it, can hold it, come back down, find support here, only to come right back up into overhead resistance here. So, watching this 1188 mark, 1190, there's actually a little bit more overhead resistance sitting right at this area. So we've got a little work to do on the SPX if it's going to continue to push higher, but still no reason to think it won't. Look at this. It's up, pullback, up, sideways, up, pullback, up again. The market just continues this rage to the upside. Got to be very careful on the shorting end of it. I tried another short, which looks like it's going to be stopped out yet again. That'll be my fourth attempt at a small short position within the markets. And you know what? They just haven't worked out. But that's okay. One of them will stick. But as for the time being, got to remain neutral to bullish on the markets. I'll get more bearish with my positions when we start to break these lower levels down here. But until then, sure, I'm going to dabble in a short now and then. However, I'm not throwing all my chips on the table. That's a good way to get yourself destroyed quickly. So I'm taking small positions like 5, maybe even 10% short positions in these areas. And if I get stopped out, so be it. It's all right. I don't have a lot on the table, but I don't want to miss the move if and when it happens. So let's continue to watch this up above this 1190, 1195 area. It's going to take us right into these overhead levels that we keep talking about. I think, and no reason to think, that we can't see one more small little tight white candle by the end of tomorrow's trading, giving us the same look as we just slowly plot our way upwards towards this overhead 200-week moving average. VIX on a daily is also down, hence confirming what we're seeing in the markets today. And below this lower support line, coming back to find what? Yep, support at the blue trend line that we've been watching. So VIX still kind of falling apart here. No fear in the markets. Good opportunities for options buyers if you're looking